In an exclusive interview with NNIS, the managing director of Indian Sugar Mill Association, Avinash Verma, said that they have asked the government to introduce a transparent sugarcane pricing policy to do away with the politics involved in the fixing of prices of sugarcane in different states in the country. Verma said that the Rangarajan Committee's diktat was being followed for fixing the price of sugarcane in India.
We have asked for a transparent sugarcane pricing policy which is going to take away all the politics behind the fixation of sugarcane prices in some of the states. The Rangarajan Committee, which was appointed by the Prime Minister, had submitted their report almost about 1.5 years back, and they had suggested that the sugarcane price should be determined automatically at 75% of the sugar price realization or 70% of the sugar price and the byproducts realization. Now, this is a practice which is followed all over the world. In fact, the percentages across the world is much lower than 75%, like countries, Brazil and all follow about 62-64%. Australia has about 65%. So the number that has been proposed by the Rangarajan Committee is probably the highest in the world. We have accepted it. Maharashtra and Karnataka governments have adopted this pricing policy. They have moved from a political kind of situation to a more transparent sugarcane pricing policy. Some very important states like Uttar Pradesh and Tamil Nadu need to follow suit, because if they continue to increase the sugarcane prices unnecessarily to very unreasonable levels, and the sugar mills in these states continue to lose money and become uncompetitive both globally within as well as within the country, I don't see that the sugar mills there will survive. And therefore, we have requested the state governments, and we would request the new government at the center to assist us to ensure that these states like Uttar Pradesh and Tamil Nadu adopt the linkage formula and follow a rational sugarcane pricing policy immediately. Otherwise, the survival of the sugar mills in these states will be under question. See, there are several measures that the government is proposing to take to help the sugar industry clear off all the cane price areas. And one of them is to increase the import duty from the current 15% to 40%. That will certainly clear off all the uncertainty that is there in the market, and we expect that the traders and the wholesalers will show more buying interest and pick up some sugar and keep it in the stock to take care of the pipeline. So that is one. Two is the government has also decided to give some extra loans to the sugar industry and bear the interest burden for that. So these two, and then they are looking at increasing the ethanol blending from the current 5% to 10%. All these measures will be good, certainly help the industry, and if this is going to improve the buying interest, it will give some extra cash flows and the cane price areas will get cleared. It's a very difficult situation to be in. Nobody loves to keep the areas, especially of the poor and marginal farmers, and therefore 12,000 crore of areas is really alarming and very discomforting for the sugar industry. But the problem has been basically that the sugarcane prices, which have been fixed by some of the state governments at very unreasonable levels, politically determined, without any linkage to our revenue realization, because of which the sugar industry has lost a lot of money. And it is mainly because the realization has not been good, and the sugar cane prices have been tremendously high, that the industry has lost and they have not been able to pay to the farmers.
Powered by NNIS.